everyone, welcome to our presentation. Yesterday it took place from person to person and we are so sorry you weren't there, but today we are here to give you a recap and the conclusion that came up with the presentation with the stakeholders and all the important people that were there. So just to start, we are GPCM students, second years. This is our fourth semester, which means that every semester we make a project, and this one's theme is food. So just to give you some simplified version of how this project came to be, in the start of semester, each of us came up with a small project proposal and pitch that we pitched to the jury by also conducting surveys during the lunch hours with the students, so we knew what was needed and what was wanted from them. And then during our pitches, the jury, which consisted of the experts within HZ and the lecturers from GPCM, we all combined decided to make one project. And it's to make HZ more vital, but we are going to get to that a bit later. So just let me get through the agenda for today so you know what's coming. The first, we are going to focus on the purpose of this project because it's very relevant, why we are doing this, where is the need and support coming from. Then we are going to go through outcomes that we found during our research, opportunities that we identified ourselves, but also with the stakeholders yesterday, and the next steps that we propose that would be best to take if you decide to go on with this project. Let me just give you a small input. Everything from the research to every evidence supporting whatever we say is going to be sent to you, so you can then find it and use it however you would like.
The purpose of this project was actually to provide access to healthy snacks to HZ students, mainly in Middelburg, when the HZ cafeteria is closed. We wanted to make this to increase also the study performance of the students as well as their health and their well-being. We focused in the first phase that we had in our project on how the HZ can facilitate the access to more healthy food. So we did different researches like desk research on healthy food or healthy snacks, but also on the vending machines, because the vending machines are right now the only access to food after 3 p.m. in Middelburg. But we also did field research. We did a snacking booth in front of the cafeteria here in Middelburg with a variety of healthy snacks, and we investigated with many students here what their needs are, what they want. We also had an interview with the canteen manager, but also with the canteen personnel on what would be feasible. But to come back to the relevancy of the project, it's really important because we could also find it actually written down in the institutional plan of the HZ, where it's mentioned that the vitality of the people is very important, and also that the quality in terms of dealing with the students is very important and at the heart of the HZ, and they want to meet their expectations but also maybe sometimes exceed it. This aligns also the vitality and nutrition aspect, aligns as well with the SDG 2, which is also stated in the institutional plan. And now we're going to present to you the outcomes of our research.
So we will be looking at the different outcomes of the project, but first of all we think it's important to look into the reason why it's important for students to eat and snack healthy. So healthy food has multiple advantages. So first of all, it's a stable energy source and it improves their cognitive functions and the focus and concentration of the students, which is of course very important for the students when they're at school as well as when they're trying to study at home. Next to that, it also lowers the levels of emotional stress and anxiety. However, on the other hand, if the students decide to eat unhealthy snacks, this will have negative effect and it can even lead to a decrease in brain function. So as mentioned before, one of the parts of our research was to have a healthy snacking booth at the HZ cafeteria. We gave away healthy snacks such as carrots, nuts and seeds and these kind of things. And some of the students were very happy about this event and even said that it should take place more often. So we interviewed a total of 135 students and about 75% snacks often. So therefore this shows that there actually is a need for healthy snacks. And then an important question we wanted to think about is, when do the students snack? So do they snack mostly during the opening hours of the cafeteria or after? And the majority of the students snacks during the opening hours. However, there was still quite a big part of the students that also snacks after. And currently the only offer for snacks after these opening hours of the cafeteria is the vending machines. And as you might know, there are no healthy options right now available in the vending machines. So this makes it an important aspect. But not only are there not so many healthy options available, also are there many students that don't make use of the vending machines. Only 10% of the students that we interviewed makes use of the vending machines often, which is twice a week or more. So an important aspect for students is the price of snacks. They might not want to spend too much, so therefore we also ask them how much they would be willing to spend on snacks, as you can see on the graph here. So you can see that most students are willing to spend between 1 and 2 or 2.50 for a snack. And then we made an overview here which shows the most popular snacks that we offered during the snack booth. Since the prices at Sticho are quite expensive, as you can see here, we compared it to another supplier, and in this case Albert Heijn, so we can still stay in between the range of the current offer that is now offered by the vending machine, so the difference won't be too big. So therefore it's important to look at different options for suppliers. But we don't just want to look into the possibilities to changing the offer in the vending machines and the fresh snacks, so therefore we also looked into other opportunities.
We looked into the other opportunities using the AC model, and to briefly explain it, it is a model or a theoretical framework used in social psychology, and it predicts and explains behavior and the interplay between attitude, social influence and self-efficacy, or the belief in one's own capabilities, also influence human actions and individual behavior, so the interplay is very important. But before showing you these opportunities with the use of this model, just imagine a regular HZ student, whether international or Dutch, in the age category of 17 to 30, with different financial resources, because no student is similar.
So if we want to focus on the student, on this average student now, we also need to consider several aspects that influence their behavior. So using this model, we identified, according to this model, that attitude, social influence, also the intention, barriers and skills influence the behavior of a student. And for attitude, for instance, students want to achieve a positive body image. They have limited time and they have limited resources for food, and this is also influenced by the barriers that we have here at HZ. So at the canteen we have limited accessibility, which all needs to be considered. So therefore we have to use the skills that are also offered here at HZ. We have the green office, we have the nutritional knowledge of the vitality coach, and we also have the support of the canteen management. The behavior we want to achieve is buying from the healthy vending machines, but also buying more healthy options from the canteen. We can also achieve that by putting health as a priority and participating in activities that could be offered here in university. So using all these aspects, we now identified several opportunities to achieve this goal. So looking at the social influence, an opportunity could be using information screens in the cafeteria. We created one here. This could be used to advertise the use of healthy options. Another one is loyalty cards. So by a student having a loyalty card, they could have several stamps once a healthy product is purchased, and then after 5 times, 50% would be offered of the price, and after 10 times they could get this product for free. Then for self-efficacy, informative workshops or events could be organized. So that can be cooking workshops, which we also identified during our survey when a lot of the students that were interviewed also showed very, very much interest into cooking workshops. So now that we talked about all these opportunities that we came up with, yesterday during our meeting we also shared that with the whole audience, and they also came up with a lot of beautiful ideas.
So as Nina said yesterday, we had a stakeholder meeting and we identified the next steps and the perspectives and objectives that could be achieved. So we're going to go through them in the next slide. So the conclusions that were achieved were marketing of special offers, and also when there is something big happening, we have also ourselves but also others, we know that it's not really visible among the students and they don't know about it. And then the canteen cannot make as much profit or as much waves as they would like to. Yesterday it also came out that we should make consortium or advisory committee. So the advisory committee would be advising the canteen and would be a part of the consortium to then make some changes and offers if desired. So another idea that was also mentioned and really worked on with the canteen personnel and the vitality coach Yannick Moll was making the healthy food cheaper than the unhealthy food, and this idea we all thought that should be looked into more thoroughly. Next, what we need to do is identify organizational structures and the interplay between them, because during our research it was very hard to see who is making the decisions and what the decisions are and why. As we have before mentioned, some of the products of yesterday's conversation were loyalty cards, screening of fun facts and workshops. And with those, it's really hard to see whether they would be successful or not. So we propose to do trial phases to see whether they are engaging as we would like them to be. Jessie Crook, an HR manager, was also present yesterday, and she came up with a brilliant idea to write a vacancy for the team leader of HZ Catering, as we lack a leading figure who would make the changes and pursue the goals that are for the good of everybody. And we took on the first step, and we will deliver the vacancy and we'll deliver what we think would be an appropriate person to fulfill this position. So you will get that in the attachments. And now, as we said, there is no one responsible and accountable. We handed the project over to Yannick Moll from the HZ Vitality Office. So please, if you have any questions or prompts or suggestions, please go to him and contact him. So, thank you for your attention from all of us, the GPCM team and everybody else who was with us, and we hope we really inspired you and put some food for thought, and we want to change things. So thank you and good luck.